Alright guys, what we've got next is the 2017 Honda CBR1000RR base model. For this year, they made a ton of changes on the bike from the top to the bottom, and they're also offering 3 different model variations for this year. This base CBR1000RR, and then they're building the SP and then the SP2 versions. I'll have videos of the SP and the SP2 up soon, but today we're starting with the base model. We'll do a quick walk around, go over some of the specs on it. They did so many changes to this bike, I will not be able to cover everything. So if you want detailed specs on all the changes, stripped down to the frame, all of that, I'll put a link down in the description below so you can check it out. And what we'll start with first are the brakes. It's got a new set of Tokiko 4-piston radial mounted calipers. They're 150 grams lighter this year, and it has 320 millimeter disc up front and 220 millimeter disc in the rear. And also, while we're up here, when it comes to tires, they're coming with the Dunlop Sport Max, the D214s, and 120/70/17 up front, and a 190/55/17 in the rear. Up next, we have the front forks. They're Showa 43 millimeter big piston front forks, and you do have spring preload and rebound, compression dampening adjustability. And you'll see from the plastics on this machine, from the front to the back, they're all new, so I'm not going to mention that anymore, because it's kind of an obvious when it comes to looking at pictures and all the changes. The engine is covered up a good bit, but to go over some of the details, they bumped the horsepower up 10 this year, 189 horsepower at 13,000 RPMs and 84 foot-pounds of torque at 11,000 RPMs. And the engine itself is 4.4 pounds lighter than the outgoing 2016 CBR1000. And it has Honda standard unit Pro Link set up in the rear, gas charge shock, the same adjustability. And as always, the big ugly fender. It's not as bad this year as it has been in the past. It's usually the first thing to go though. I've got to say, Honda hit a home run on the new tail design. Looks killer, especially when you do a fender eliminator and put on the OEM seat cowl that Honda offers. And LED lights in the rear as well as up front. And all of these, no matter which model you go with, come with the 25th anniversary. It does have a full TFT display. And over on this side of the bar, as you can see, a selector and mode button, which is one of the most hyped up things for this year. Honda has always been more analog. They've stayed away from all the different traction controls on all their CBR models. But for this year, you have a 5-level power mode selector, 3 levels of wheelie control, 9 levels of traction control, and 3 level selectable engine brake system. And Honda does offer an OEM quick shifter that you can add to these that comes standard on the SP model with downshift assist. And also the lap timer button. You can see a little bit of the 4.2-to-1 exhaust setup. And it's kind of hard to see on the wheels themselves, but they are a new wheel this year. They're 5-spoke instead of 6 to reduce weight. And overall they were able to drop right at 10 grams from the wheels themselves. You can tell how much of a big deal it was to Honda to shave every gram possible whenever you're just hunting for 10 grams here, 5 grams there to shave off. In the grand scheme of things, they ended up shaving off 33 pounds off of the 17 models. So now it has a 432 pound curb weight, which is insane for a liter bike. Now, of course, with all these changes, the price did go up from 16 to 17. It went from a retail of $13,999 on the 16s to $16,499 on this model for 2017. Of course, it's going to be opinion based on whether or not you think it was worth the additional money. On the base model, you do have 2 color options. You have this, they call Victory Red, and then you have the matte black metallic as well. And then if you go with the SP1 or SP2, then you have the HRC red, white, and blue color scheme. And then you jump up quite a bit more. You're looking at $19,999 on the SP and $24,999 on the SP2 models. And that's pretty much the basics on this one and all I can go over in this short time span. Like I said, if you want to check out even more details, I'll have a link down in the description below. And love to hear what you guys think. Yeah, it's been hit or miss with most of the guys on the forums on all the changes this year, love and hate. I can say it definitely looks 1,000 times better in person than it does in the pictures on all the body lines. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and if you would, hit that like button and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys.